Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm your host 2B and this is a game of Ker Nethalas, who recently defeated a Wraithskull. Let's get back to exploring. A room description. Number 15. The idea we have seen that one already, but no. Room 15. A pitch black room that gives the illusion of extending infinitely downward, leaving those who enter with an overwhelming sense of dread. It's one of those elevator rooms, I think, without a floor. Let's see, we have a tension check to make. We previously done our tension, so this is back to level 8 or D8 again. Didn't erase this yet. The previous one did some mind damage to us, some psychic damage, because we were running around with our wounds and it didn't really feel that right. So we have a D8 for the tension, a D4 for the lair, and we have a D20 for the monster encounter and a D100 for the event if we don't have a monster encounter. The tension is a D8. There's no lair to be found. We do have an encounter, so no event. It's quite a busy area here. So encounter. Busy place. What do we encounter today in the dungeon of this necropolis? A 411. So this is the table B, the 11th monster. Table B, the 11th monster, is a swarmer. A swarmer, here we go. I hate these. I'm even inclined to run from these because I am not very happy encountering these things, especially because I can't do critical attacks on them. Which, with the previous fight, for instance, I remember I still had the -30 modifier on my attack, but I didn't bother using it. I could have disabled this body part, but I didn't do so. I just attacked it and kept killing it until it was gone. It was against the Wraithskull. The Swarmers, we have a description here. Swarmers are horrifying and relentless monsters, a nightmare's amalgamation born from the unholy union of thousands of smaller creatures. Their colossal form is a grotesque mass of chittering insects, squirming worms, and writhing serpents, all fused together in a monstrous swarm. Swarmers attack with unrelenting ferocity, unleashing a deluge of venomous bites, stings, and corrosive secretions upon its prey. Its swarm form makes it a formidable adversary, allowing it to attack from multiple angles and overwhelm even the bravest of foes. Disgusting. I can imagine the entire shape or physical form of it built out of all kinds of disgusting insects, mainly, sadly, these beige fat maggots and whatever black things skitter in between, and the occasional green serpent slithering through the congealing mess of whatever secretions or corrosive secretions they have. These things are disgusting. Just blah. In addition to that fact, this is a construct. So a construct right here will have +10 to its combat skill, so it has 40. Need to remember that. On the other hand, I'm thinking of running from this creature And the reason for that is because this thing is venomous, and whenever it lands an attack, it will deal me 1 damage, which is really annoying. And for some reason, this thing is penetrating. I do not really understand where that attack comes from, in the sense that this is a swarmer and is all kind of loose little insects. How it can ever penetrate your armor, I have no idea. Maybe because some insects are left behind and they bite you for some reason, but yeah, perhaps by. I actually think that's quite thematical. Yeah, sure. Oh, got it. Understood. My initiative, so I have my perception against its awareness. Its awareness 50. I am 50 as well, so here we go. Here you have 50. It also has 50. We roll both below it, but I'm closer to my skill than the enemy. That is the opposing check. So this here, I win. I get the initiative check. Or I succeed the initiative, so I am the one attacking first. As I said, I am really inclined to running from this enemy, fleeing from it, to roll a dodge to get out of dodge, because this thing is quite venomous and it will deal all kinds of strange poison attacks, and it will blind me, which is really terrible to do. So as I said, I don't like swarmers as much. Let's see, what time is it? 13 minutes. Okay. I am inclined to run. On the other hand, it doesn't have all that much armor, so I should be able to kill it quite quickly with the attacks that I have. Let's try it. You know, why not? We're not... Well, we're quite dead. I know this thing is venomous, so after this we have to make camp. If we do that, I rather leave. Because if we take poison damage in each turn in combat, but we're not succeeding, we're taking a decent amount of poison damage, and that is toughness that I can recover. But if it closes in on losing all of my toughness, then it's going to eat at my health, and my health is 2, so I really don't like that. I'm going to dodge this attack, so to flee, I must succeed a dodge. Wish me luck. 52, nope. So that is pretty much my turn. Then it's his turn in this round. 70, he has 30, 50. He's the attacker, by the way, so he gets plus 10. He's the attacker plus 10. He has 30, so this is a total of 50. He rolls 70, you fail. On that, I get a defense roll. 39, so that is a success. 8. You press advantage, reducing your opponent's next defense roll by minus 20. And I'm going to try and flee again with dodge 30. The enemy's attack again. 48. He has 50, so he just succeeded it, just on the edge. So he deals 1 on 17, which is my right arm, so there's no critical hit there. 1. The venomous bite. The swarmer lunges forward, attempting to bite a target with its multitude of stingers and fangs. It makes a melee attack, dealing 1d4 poison damage on a hit. So here we have a d4. Oops. I tossed it off the table. I roll a 1. So that is 0 damage. That doesn't do all that much. However, he has a venomous. When damaged by this creature, you must pass an endurance check or receive poison 1. I wasn't damaged, so I'm very lucky here. Bye, dice. I think I used my black and red dice. So I told you these are not cursed. The red one are cursed. If I would have rolled that d4, I would have most definitely rolled a 4 or whatever. Let's see. Can I find it? I rolled a 2. Then it did, yeah, then it dealt damage, so then I would have had venomous. So there you go. Those dice, the red ones, were cursed. I get my defense roll 13, so I do succeed here, and I do succeed here with a 2. You lose 1 armor. That's pretty much it. On a random location, you don't have that armor, so that's it. I could dodge, but I could also try to kill an attack. I've already spent like 2 attacks on it, so perhaps I could better try and defeat it. And each time, this is perhaps a good moment to start using the bulwark. Each time before it does an attack, I'll just spend 2 of my ether to block 1d6 damage. And before we move on, this is why I use those particular pips. I still have 1, 2, 3, 4 sanity to lose here. See? Simplifies it. So that is what I'm going to do now that I understand that I can kill this creature a whole lot easier. So let's just attack it. I've already waited for way too long. 28 on its 20, so this is a critical hit. Sadly, these guys have... Oh, it doesn't have a hit location. It also doesn't have armor, but it doesn't have a hit location. So even though I rolled really high on the d20, I can pretty much forget rolling this die. Nevertheless, I rolled a 1. He doesn't have armor on the spot, so I rolled a 3. So this is 1 damage. That is pretty much it. You get your defense roll, which is 40, 65 you rolled, so you fail. That's pretty much it. It is your turn again. You attack me. That is 18. We have 6, of course. Now we're going to make a pretty interesting attack. Swarmer goes to target with its monstrous swarm, attacking from multiple angles and dealing 1d8 piercing damage. The target must succeed an endurance check or be blinded. The 12 is on my chest, so the d8 piercing is reduced by 3 points. It rolls 2, so this doesn't do any damage at all. 97. Okay, yeah, we're blinded. We're quite blinded. Blinded. I hate these things. I hate them so much. Blinded target has -42 all checks. Now I hope that this means skill checks, because if it is a check, this is my attack, -40. -40 to my skill check, so I have a bladed weapon of 35. It's -40, it's 35, yeah, okay. 35. Aha! I even have a critical, which doesn't do much. So whatever you do in your defense roll, if you make it yes or no, it doesn't matter. I roll 2. I hit you anywhere on your body, so I get +1 for the way how I use my weapon of versatility, +1 for the fact that this is a slashing attack, so this is 4, and I deal you a measly 1 damage. That is pretty much it. At least we're dealing damage. I'm not blinded anymore, so everything reverts back to normal. And you still get your defense roll, which is 14, so you get the roll on the table here. 5. I receive 1d4 damage. Of course, I roll a 4. Thank you very much. So 4 goes into the table, is 1 damage. Now this is the moment where the Swarmer did deal damage to me, so that means that the Venomous skill triggers here. I'll later correct it. Then it's your attack again. He's going to do this Swarm Assault again. This is the reason why I hate it. Did it damage me with the piercing attack? No, because I blocked it. It hit me on my armor. Oh. But this is the reason why I hate it. It blinds you, and then it deals a whole lot of venomous damage, and I'm very happy that it missed up until now. So it has a combat skill 50. 79, so you do fail. Ha! I have a defense of 65. which I'm not blinded anymore. This is 75, so I do succeed. 6. Your next attack deals 1d10 damage. That is really nice. My next attack deals +1 extra, +10, +1d10 extra damage. That's really good. Of course, I'm going to fail my next roll. Don't jinx it. My attack. 66, another critical. Certainly. They resist them. I got another d10 added to it. And I roll a 1, of course. I have +2 for my versatility and +1 because I'm using slashing and hitting in area with no armor. So +2 goes to the lowest die. So this becomes a beautiful 3 and a 3 and a 5. A 3 deals 1 damage and a 5 deals 2 damage. This is 3 damage in total. So you are knocked down to 1. You roll 75 for your defense, so there you go. I'm very happy that the red dice are the cursed dice, so they roll really, really, really bad all the time. Here we go. Told you. Told you. Told you. I told you. I told you. I told you. Swarm Assault deals 1d8 damage and it does it to 11, so this is my chest armor. Lucky enough. I'm going to give you... See? 7. 7 damage. 7 is 2 damage. It deals 2 damage to my armor. Now it is a piercing attack, as I mentioned. Oops. As I mentioned before. And that will deal damage to... it does increase damage, but only when it is... piercing. Deal +1 damage when the character performing the attack acts before their target, which I assume is more in the range of a surprise attack. And I should have used 2 ether, but I'm too late for that one. Hey! Sorry. Sorry, Miko. Sorry. So, this is 1d7 in damage. However, I do have a endurance check to make, and if you don't mind, I really want my own dice back. Endurance. 20. See? The red dice are cursed. They're against me. Felt that. I apologize for the dice confusion, but then you can see the dice are indeed cursed on that side of the spectrum. I get a defense check, by the way, so 33. See, I told you these dice are way better for me, but of course I don't have a critical. Resistant. We have a 33. I do think that this is because this is a critical, I can completely ignore their attack. At least I've seen another player do this as well, is because you rolled a critical. Hang on. Immune to critical hits, not critical effects. Huh. It is something that I haven't really as sharply found in the rules yet. Sometimes rules solidify in the mind and you try to teach them and you can't go around it. And then you learn, and like a week later, you have been playing it all wrong. If the defensive roll is not a critical hit, the attacker wins regardless of anything else. So opposite, yes, I have a critical, screw you. It's not a critical hit, but it's a critical defense, and that's an effect. So whatever you do, you fail. Now it's my attack again. I don't have to roll the d20. Now you shall die. See? These are blessed dice. I roll criticals all the time. If this was if this whole entire game wasn't without the unbelievably annoying immune to critical hits, then I would have decimated these enemies. But here's your defense roll. You have a critical failure even, so whatever you do, you completely. You see that curse? I told you. I have a super critical right here. I add +2 to it, so this is 6. I deal 2 damage to you, so you're practically gone. I most definitely want to know how you fumble in death. With 9, you manage to strike yourself with a normal attack. Let's totally see what you do. I want to know. Acid spray, you spit on yourself with a magical resistance. I really do hope you fill it. 16. Okay, your damage is half. You have to do a dodge check. Which is I don't have a dodge, so screw you. You deal yourself 1d6 acid damage in death, which is a 3, which is a beautiful 1 extra damage on top of you. Swarmer is dead. I am happy. Goodbye. Alright, so we defeated the Swarmer. Underscore this, I get a d4 in toughness, which is a d4, or I roll a 4. We get 50 experience, so this is 3. The resource table again. I hate creatures that gives you 1 on a resource table. It's so minimal. It's a d10. This is a 5. I'm rolling the red dice. I shouldn't. Ugh. Go away. A 5 is a cooking supply. Thank you very much for watching. I'm your host 2B. I hope you really enjoyed watching this series and the explanation of all the rules and little things. Even I am still fumbling with the rules at times. On the other hand, it's a complicated game. It's also a very fun game, and there's a lot of stuff to it, which is